In the year 2089, Earth was no longer what it used to be. The sky burned orange, oceans had receded, and the continents were scarred with dust storms and radiation. Humanity's greatest fear wasn't war anymore, it was extinction. The final blow came not from nukes or famine, but from the NeuroVirus, a failed experiment meant to enhance human survival. Developed by Dr. Elias Corvin, the serum was designed to rebuild dead cells and stop aging. It worked, but only halfway. The cells reactivated, but the minds didn't. The dead woke first in New Tokyo, then Berlin, then Chicago. Within weeks, billions were gone. The media called it the zombie storm. The virus didn't spread through bites, it spread through the atmosphere. It lived in the clouds. When the wind blew, cities fell. Only a few safe zones remained, surrounded by electromagnetic domes. One such place was Outpost 17, a survivor colony built beneath the ruins of the old Nevada desert. Inside it lived Captain Aidan Cross, former astronaut of the Mars program, now commander of what was left of humanity's defense force. He stood at the observatory window, staring at the swirling storm in the distance, black clouds that crackled with green lightning. Behind him, Dr. Mara Voss, the last surviving scientist from the NeuroVirus project, said quietly, "The storm's moving east. If it hits us, the dome won't hold." Aidan turned, his face scarred and tired. "Then we evacuate." Mara shook her head. "There's nowhere left to go." A distress beacon suddenly activated on the radar, an old satellite uplink tower still transmitting from outside the safe zone. Aidan frowned. "That tower shouldn't exist. We decommissioned all outside tech years ago." Mara's eyes widened. "Unless someone turned it back on." The signal repeated every 30 seconds. Project ELYSIUM still operational. Cure located. Coordinates 39 degrees north, 115 degrees west. Cure. Aidan repeated. "You're saying this nightmare can be reversed?" Mara nodded. "Elysium was my backup plan. A prototype nanotech that could cleanse organic viruses. But the lab was destroyed, or so I thought." Aidan grabbed his rifle. "Then we find it." Hours later, a team of 5, Aidan, Mara, Lieutenant Rex Dalton, Engineer Tessa Kai, and Sniper Jonas Reed, rode armored transports across the wasteland. As they neared the coordinates, the storm loomed like a living beast, dark clouds spinning with unnatural energy. "This doesn't look like weather," Jonas muttered. "It's alive." Mara nodded grimly. The NeuroVirus evolved. It learned to control the atmosphere. The storm itself is an organism now, a global hive mind. The wind screamed as they entered a dead city. The buildings were half-eaten by corrosion, cars melted into the pavement. And then they saw them, the infected. These weren't mindless corpses anymore. They had patterns, moving in coordinated packs, eyes glowing blue. "Contact left," Rex shouted, firing his plasma rifle. The creatures lunged, their bodies twitching with electricity. Aidan fought back with brutal precision, his armor sparking under their claws. Mara threw a pulse grenade. The explosion sent out a wave of EMP, freezing the zombies mid-motion. "Go!" "The tower's just ahead," she yelled. They ran through the storm toward the structure, a 200-foot metal tower covered in vines and rust. Inside, the air was still. Dust hung in golden light. In the control room, a single power core still pulsed faintly. The computers flickered to life. Mara's hands trembled. "It's real. The nanite cure is here." She accessed the data logs. A hologram appeared, Dr. Elias Corvin himself, the man who started it all. "If you're seeing this," his recorded voice said, "then the world is lost. But Elysium can save what's left. The cure is self-replicating. It just needs a host to activate and release it into the atmosphere." "Who's the host?" Aidan asked. The hologram turned its head as if seeing him. "You are." Aiden froze. "What do you mean, me?" Mara swallowed hard. "Aiden, you were part of the Mars genetic program, right? The one designed to adapt human DNA for alien atmospheres." He nodded. "The virus can't infect you completely. You're the perfect hybrid, half human, half enhanced. You can carry the nanites without dying." Aiden clenched his fists. "And if I release it?" Mara looked down. "You'll die. The nanites will consume your body as fuel to propagate." Rex stepped forward. "No way. There's gotta be another way." But the tower began to tremble. Outside, lightning struck the ground, and the infected screamed in unison. The storm had found them. Jonas fired through the window. "They're coming in from all sides." Mara looked at Aiden, tears in her eyes. "If you don't do this now, Outpost 17 will fall. The entire planet will rot." He stared at the swirling mass outside, billions of infected bodies surging through the streets like a tide. Then he took a deep breath. "Start the transfer." The nanite chamber opened, glowing white. Aiden stepped inside. Metal tendrils wrapped around his arms, sinking into his veins. His vision blurred as his body filled with liquid light. "Vitals dropping," Mara whispered. Aiden smiled weakly. "Tell them, the storm's over." Outside, the zombies roared. The sky cracked open with thunder as Aiden walked to the top of the tower, the cure pulsing through him. He raised his arms. The storm descended upon him, lightning striking his body, but instead of burning, it spread the light. The clouds turned blue, swirling around him. The infected began to freeze mid-charge, their bodies glowing before dissolving into dust. From orbit, satellites captured the spectacle, a single human standing beneath a radiant storm, releasing waves of light that spread across continents. Within hours, the entire sky shifted from green to gold. The winds calmed. The moaning stopped. And then, silence. Days later, the survivors of Outpost 17 emerged from their dome for the first time in decades. The air was fresh, the soil warm. Mara stood among them, holding Aiden's dog tag. "He did it," she whispered. Rex placed his hand on her shoulder. "The storm's gone. The world's his now." In the distance, strange blue flowers grew where corpses once lay. Life was returning, not human, not alien, but something new. Mara uploaded Aiden's final data log to the network. "If humanity is to survive, it must change. We are not rebuilding the old world, we are becoming something greater." The screen flickered, and for a moment, a silhouette appeared, Aiden's face, faintly glowing in static. Then it faded, carried away on the wind. Above the reborn Earth, the last remnants of the storm dispersed into the stars, carrying the cure, and perhaps a piece of him, to worlds beyond.